Uh, Honey Dapu, thanks for joining us. Danny Dodson, thanks for joining us. Austin Girl, you're back. RT, I can't. If it's supposed to be pronounced, I'm afraid I can't. But RTEMIUSUA, I'm absolutely certain it has very important meaning to you. I want to welcome you, and that's important to us as well that you're here visiting. Um, and I want to invite everyone that's watching this video to please in this stream to share iron at darkviking.com. We're going to have our beta release here sometime next month. And what's going on right now in this stream is I'm collecting video, raw footage to be cut into little 10 and 30-second snippets on how to do various things. And in this case, we've been looking at multi-select. So here's a new trick in multi-select that I don't know that other tools do or can do, but let me show you this. I'd love to save it as a surprise, but some surprises aren't obvious until you run into them, and then they look like bugs, but they're not. Okay, so I'm going to type the word. Where am I at here? I'm going to type the word 1, 2, actually several words, 2, should spell them right, 3, 4. We're all pretty familiar with these. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm holding the Control-Shift key, and I'm just going to do a multi-select on these 4 lines. Okay. Then I'm going to copy them. And I'm going to paste them. All right. Pretty standard stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the multi-select from the bottom up. So the selections are in the reverse order. So I'm holding Control-Shift up arrow. Okay, they're all latched. I'm going to copy that. Okay, going to come down here. And guess what? Yes, the lines are reversed. So it's a quick way to reverse lines is just do a multi-select from the bottom. I'm going to cut this time and do a paste. Okay. So the order in which your selections can matter, and they're cut or copied in reverse order. The oldest selection first, and then they're pasted in the forward order. The newest comes in. If you always select from the top down, multi-select from the top down, and split does that from the top down. Oops, let me just do it right. Okay. And paste. That's what you get. You might be surprised if you're not aware of this great trick. You might think it's a bug, but if I do line selections or selections from the bottom up and do a copy and do a paste, it reverses. So say you're somebody who actually does copy from the bottom up quite often. Well, and you really expect to have things copied from the top down geographically. Something earlier in the file, that should be the selection that would show up when I paste. We have that, but it's not working. So if you do selections all over the place of different kinds, what's the order of the selections? They're not geographical from the top down in the file. They're in the order that you made them. But you can get the top-down order by reordering them with Control-Shift-R. I'm just not going to demo it because it doesn't work. It's on my list. And that'll probably be a post-beta. Not a lot of people are going to be doing that, so it hasn't bubbled up to the top. Okay, so that's an example of how you can do sorting. Here's another example of sorting. You can do alphabetical sorting using multi-select. Okay, so I'm selecting those 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to use the alpha sort. So I'm going to do a multi-select copy basically with an alpha sort. And I'm just using Q because S was used somewhere else. And I don't know that Q. Oh, I recall I'm using Q for quicksort. It actually uses a quicksort algorithm. So Q is for quicksort. All right, that was supposed to be my memory queue. Is why am I using Q for sorting? Okay, so I'm going to multi-select those lines again, and this time the sorting happens in this case during the copy or during the cut. When you're putting stuff into the scrap, it's sorted while it's put into the scrap. There's perfectly good argument and reason why you might want to sort things when you paste it, when it exits the scrap. Iron will have both of those options at some point, but right now what I can demo is quick sorting or sorting on the way into the scrap when I cut. So I'm going to do Control Shift Q. Okay, so it did a copy and it left the modes wrong. Like I said, not a lot of folks are going to be doing this out of the gate. And then I'm going to do a paste. Let's see if this actually worked. Okay, so yeah, that's alphabetically sorted. 4, 1, 3, 2. Okay, so you can sort using multi-select, and that's just a simple alpha sort. We'll do some numeric ones in the future and offer different kind of sorting. And we'll actually be able to do it on screen as well. Let's see. So it's kind of like a cut and paste without, don't blink because it happened both at the same time. But we don't have that yet. Okay. Let me show you another sorting trick with multi-select. Again, I think this is where, we're kind of taking things to an extreme, but it's also really useful. You come across a time where you want to do certain things, and multi-select really is a good answer for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type my name, John, and I live mostly in Portland. I'm actually in Tennessee right now, and I've been spending time in Atlanta. Unofficial coffee break here. And I'm visiting my little sister, youngest sister, and she's here in Knoxville. And then my business partner, the other half of Dark Viking Software, is Les, and he's in Atlanta. Okay, what I'm going to show here, let's get some more space, is another trick of multi-select. Okay, so say for some reason we want to sort, these are almost like records or sections, and I want to sort based on our names. All right, so I'm going to do a line selection, and then I'm going to start a new line selection, Control Shift down arrow. Okay, you can see there are two selections there. See the color ramp changes. Okay, that's your indicator. All right, I'm going to start a third one, Control Shift down arrow. All right, so I've got 3 selections, and their anchors are in different places. That doesn't matter. And now I'm going to do a copy. I'm going to do an alpha sort actually. So I'm going to do Control Shift Q. So it's going to sort it on the way into the scrap. All right, and like I said, the mode when it's done isn't correct. And now I'm going to paste. Okay, so sorted by name, Les, Ingrid, John. Pretty cool. All right, so you might find some use to do alpha sorting, not line by line, but selection by selection. Okay, let's say we want to sort by city. Okay, so we can grab these selections on the bottom. All right, whoops. Well, we'll just make them, no, let's do it from the bottom up. Okay, Control Shift, just up arrow. Okay, and I'm going to take a copy of that. Come down here, we'll paste it. All right, so that reversed the order. Now I'm going to grab sections, multi-select, multi-select. Okay, I'm going to do a quick sort. This time I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to do a Control Shift Alt. Oh my gosh, my fingers are cramping up already. Q. All right, and let's paste. All right, now as you can see, it's sorted by city name. pretty esoteric stuff, but the power there is for you to wield. You know, take care, do it safely. Again, that's just kind of a demo of how powerful multi-select can be with just a simple alpha sorting algorithm. Um, there's all kinds of things you can do with overlapping multi-selects and tricks and stuff that can really become silly. But you may find a use to do silly stuff, and if it makes you laugh, that's good enough. I mean, even the snowblower just makes me laugh when I delete characters. I miss it when I go to use other tools. If it's not there, I feel like I'm back in 1984, just dealing with a dead and dull. So multi-select, very powerful. Formatting, I showed that example already. I kind of jumped ahead. Shift tab is really powerful, oddly enough, in a multi-select environment. Reversing lines, just multi-select from the bottom up. And then back to, revisiting our motto. The primary caret never leaves the screen. Okay, so I've got a multi-select here. The primary caret never leaves the screen. It does in a multi-caret environment, of course. Those will go off. They're persistent and they can scroll off the screen. So we kind of modified our motto. The caret never leaves the screen really becomes the primary caret never leaves the screen. And another one, don't change things off screen, or at least tell me that you change things off screen. When you're doing multi-select, a lot of stuff is not going to be on the screen. And that's where reviewing bulk changes by using the escape key to go backwards step by step is useful. So I'm just going back step by step. All right. And then we can undo all that. Okay. We're getting very close to the end here. I've kind of demonstrated some of the find and replace capabilities, that there's no dialogue. We did go through the colors and the different shapes of the carets. There's certainly a difference between find and keep in find. Keep your current selection and find the next instance. Use the escape key to cancel current multi-selects, and you can review your find and replace actions by using the escape key. And the snowblower just makes me laugh. I don't know why. You can turn it off. I'm sure it'll be plenty annoying for folks, but it's kind of one of our another one of our mottos is we want iron to be reactive, so and use positive feedback in terms of if you copy a single line, Control C here, copied line, okay. In other tools, you wouldn't know if you copied the line or not. When you have it highlighted and you copy, you're copying the line because it's no longer highlighted. Of course, deleting a line is pretty obvious, right? And then in a multi-select situation where things are off the screen, we will have more info being applied. So you can, some kind of an arrow or indicator or falling notification that says, hey, I changed stuff off screen. So you're aware of what you're doing, even though your view on the canvas is kind of small. This is like looking through keyholes onto your source code. You want to make sure that when it changes, you know about it. Let's see. Oh, and as I mentioned, when I go to other editors and I delete stuff and the snowblower isn't there, it's like, did I delete this character? What did I actually do? I don't know. I have to look closer. Like I said, for some folks, it's probably will work out to be annoying, but for most of the folks, I think it's probably just a slight bit of entertainment that will keep you inspired to keep on coding in those long nights or early mornings when you really should be doing something else. You can actually get a smile on your face from your text editor. Imagine that. Okay, folks, it is time to call it a day on the stream. I appreciate your participation. Funky Gabor. That's a wonderful name. Denver Cowboy, welcome. Um, let's see, I'm not sure when I'll stream again next. If you can follow me here on Live EDU, you'll get a notice, or at Twitter. So let me bring this on here as I close, and I'll turn the camera on. People say that's a good thing when you're streaming. And I always like to play with the camera's face following software. All right, it's still working. So yeah, please share us, and if you join us on Twitter, you'll get notification of when I stream next. If I can schedule something to give you a heads up, I will. It might be just 45 minutes, kind of like it was today. But please share us around. We're www.darkviking.com. On Twitter, we're at, this probably won't work, but it's, Dark Vikings. Dark Vikings Iron on Twitter. Okay. And I don't think that works as a link. And you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. Really just search for Dark Viking in any of those, and you can find us and Iron. Okay, Iron, the 3D text editor. And one of our taglines, reimagined workspace. Why do they need to be boring? They really don't. How come they can't make you laugh? It's okay to laugh while you're working. Smiling, is that allowed when you're, late at night under a deadline? Absolutely. Anything that will keep you going and inspired and enjoy your time programming is a plus. That's one of our big mottos. So thanks again for joining us. I am going to slide this out of the way. Let me start up let's turn the sniper scope back on, which is really just a magnifying glass. All right, so that's on there for whatever that's worth, and we'll get let's get some snow going. Equals true, so there's some snow. And I'm going to turn the camera off and the audio. And thank you again, all of you, for showing up, and I'll let you know when the next stream is, and share. Please tell people about us. We're coming up. Our release is coming next month of our beta, our prototype, and we need your feedback. All right, cheers.